What's up, people? Y'all knew that was coming. So, anyhow, if you are joining, let me fill you in what is taking place. Sadly, you have where a airplane coming um, into Ronald Reagan a couple of hours ago was sadly hit by what they are saying is an H-60 helicopter. Now, I do not see that on radar, any helicopter, but I do see this plane. We'll be walking through that. But I want you to pay attention to what's coming up from behind. You see that it's actually rushing towards the airplane as it's coming in to land. And when the helicopter hits the airplane, you actually watch it tumble over. Watch. One forward motion and another forward motion. Watch again. It actually tumbles forward. And again, you can see that something is straight going to it like a beeline. Now, let's get into this part. So on this part, I'm going to back it up. This takes place at 1:48 UTC time. If anybody is interested in seeing this, this is on flight radar. If anyone is interested, so here is our the plane that sadly ends up being hit. Now, there's 60 passengers that the news is saying possibility that are on this. We'll end up sadly getting a direct count later. Now, I have no idea on survivors. The scanners I'll turn on in a little while, and you've heard reports of like 8, you've heard 4, you've heard other things like that. So no idea. So there's this plane, like I said, coming in, but there's nothing else. There's no helicopters. Now, can a H-60, turn off their transponders? Yes, they can definitely sit there and do something like that. It's not unheard of. So I'm just saying that from my eyes, the programs that I run, I do not see that there's any helicopter. I can only, go off of what the news is saying. They're saying that it's a helicopter. Leave it on that. I know that there'll be people who are going to sit there and say, hey, what about the drones, just a couple of months ago when it shut down an airport because of, how many there were that were up. That's, that's for you to think on, because something came flying in hot, and I just can't see someone in the military, unless they're doing it intentional, but someone in the military sitting there saying, hey, I've lost communication, and that they decide that they're just going to zoom up as fast as they can on an airplane in front of them. Makes no sense. So yeah, I mean that came in super hot to them. So Amber Tucky, that's what I'm saying. I see nothing, no other helicopters or anything that's on radar. So this is the only thing that you see, is that this is where it sadly ends up going offline. And this is the flight here, right here. That's the exact flight. N709, P as in Paul, S as in Sam. That is it as well. Now, the call sign for this was JIA5342, if anybody wants to look it up. Thank you so much, Red Angel, for gifting the $10. Greatly do appreciate that. And then I also see Brandy became a member. as well as Amy. Welcome to the war, Deadpool community team. Spicy, greatly do appreciate y'all. I really do thank y'all because YouTube is what I will be pushing out more. Kimmy sending in $10 as well. Thank you so much for that. Greatly do appreciate you. Yeah, so y'all can all tell while I'm coming over to YouTube because I just had to where TikTok was like, oh man, you're being a bully. No, I was just being honest, you know. And what it was is people, you know, sitting there coming in from their boyfriend or looking at stuff and they think they know what they're talking about and they have no clue. And then I educate them and then they get their panties in a wad and then they go crying. So no. Oh yeah, TikTok booted me. It doesn't take long for them to whine. So, yeah, all it was is I'm just giving factual information of, you know, you literally see this. So, yeah, I seen where y'all were saying the Pat 25 call sign. I didn't pull that up. Where are y'all pulling that up at? So. Howdy. Did you see a military jet malfunction in flight? I did not. Lori throwing in the $10. Thank you so much, Lori. Greatly do appreciate that. Everybody, when you see someone that gifts, if you don't mind, sit there and hit the like button and tell them thank you because they're the reasons why that you're able to watch me and I can do this full time. So thank you, everybody who thanks them. And thank you, everybody who's sending in gifts and becoming members. I greatly do appreciate you. And you don't have to be someone that gifts me, okay? You do not. That's not what I'm about. But it does make it to where I can do this full time. So I do appreciate that. Plant saying, thank you for being you, WDP. We appreciate you. Thank you, Plant Lady. Greatly do appreciate you. Crazy Dopey just went a big. Let's go, brother. Thank you so much. Everybody make sure that you tell these people thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, Crazy Dopey. Been with me a long time. I appreciate you, brother. Amber Tucky saying, don't forget. I didn't say that. I didn't say that, man. If I would have said that on TikTok, they'd been like, out. Amber Tucky said, don't forget to click the thumbs up. You may have to, close the chat. And that helps out. Man, I can't believe that slipped out of there. Welcome to the YouTube side. Things come out flying out of my mouth sometime. Leonard, let's go. Thank you so much, brother. Yes, thank you. I can't handle watching Agenda Free. Oh, yeah, I like that guy. I like Steve. Sometimes the only thing with Steve is like he'll do that breaking news, you know, stuff. But hey, I get it. You know, it keeps people entwined. But yeah, thank you so much, Leonard. Greatly do appreciate it. Linda saying, chasing you down for the continuation on here. Yes, so TikTok took me out like that. Ursa with the $10. Let's go. But yes, I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Update count 14. Is that sadly, I'm going to turn the scanner back up. Is that the count of people?
We have 4 available on the phone. They advise they have 4 certified divers and a boat. Would you like for them to head this way?
Yes.
That's correct. If there's 4 available, right, you can just send them to Fire Station 301. When they get there, get with the representative at Fire Station 301 and they'll call the command post.
You're in better voice on YouTube. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So 14 people sadly have lost their life. Also, by the way, just to let y'all know, y'all do not have to talk in code on here. If you do not see how to donate and you are someone who wants to, again, you don't have to, but if you're someone who wants to donate, when you look at the chat, there should be a money symbol. That's where you can send things. You can send in super chats, which is where you send in money and then you can throw in a chat just like Authentic Biker did that says, good to see you, Ward. Been a while. Thanks for what you do. Thank you so much, brother. I greatly do appreciate you. You also have where you can do the paid membership. There's also subscribing. Subscribing is free, but you can do the paid membership. Helicopter is upside down, bottom of a river. Thank you for letting me know that, Leonard. So then that makes me wonder. I wish I had a plane. You think I would have something of a plane around, but let me get 2 water bottles then. So then this is what I think took place, and I'll back up. I think that the plane was here, and it makes me wonder if the helicopter rammed underneath the tail wing, which is what caused it to tumble forward. And I showed that where it tumbles twice, and I wonder if that made this go that direction. And that's why it's laying upside down. You're a girl, not a brother. Oh man, I call everyone brother. So I've asked it. So Leonard, it's one of the questions that I asked, and I do apologize, but it's one of the things I asked like a year back. I was like, man, what do I call the females? You know, do I call them sisters? And everyone was like, you just stick with brother. So, but yeah, brother is brother, then bro. But yeah, thank you so much, Leonard. Greatly do appreciate it. Thank you, Robert, as well. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Can you turn on the scanner? Yes, I can. I'm sorry.
Give yourself up. Yes, sir.
So, what's being reported? 14 non-survivors. It's mixed in the air. When you hear that, like, you'll hear someone say, I have the scanner up now. But you'll have where one person comes in and says, DC took in 1 person. Or you'll hear someone say 8 or 4. So right now it's going to be a mix until morning time. Miss throwing in. Thank you so much, Miss, for that $5. I appreciate you so much. Angie says she can pay for subs on her phone for others. That's awesome, but for some reason, I don't have the option here. Okay, so back to if you don't see the money option and you are someone who wants to, you can go onto your computer and you can do it that way. So Apple is one of those that they don't have, or a lot of people from Apple say they don't have it. Too funny, Angie. Dano, he posted on it. What'd he say, Sydney? Any chance the plane is still afloat? So they actually pulled up. Give me a second. Or didn't pull up, but there is half of it right here. A good piece of it that's being pulled. And so yes. Scanners are on, by the way. So CNN saying already the jet hit the helicopter. I don't know how. I don't get how. Unless they have another angle, because on this, it looks like it comes from behind. Is that like not coming from behind?
Do you have our 2 people? Any more show up? 2's in stands right now. Okay, go ahead and bring them in. Come back to ops with them. We're going to load some office supplies and the rest of our team.
All right, I'm thinking 2 people to like go do scuba diving or something like that. Where are they getting this from that the plane hit the helicopter? I mean, to me, that looks like it's coming from behind. But let's say it's coming from the interstate over towards it. Well, then that means that the helicopter made a beeline hit towards the plane. You get what I'm saying? So if the airplane's coming in at you, and this is the helicopter, then the helicopter is what connects with it head on.
I'll be available for calls.
Regard-
Channel right now on the patron assist at station 1. Good evening.
Regardless, however, I'm looking at.
Available for calls on the patron assist.
Regardless, however.
I'm sorry, now one obvious services 1 North 20.
Okay, that's just someone saying that they've got doing their servicing. But regardless, if the airplane's coming here and the helicopter's coming forward, is what's taking place. It's still the helicopter who hit the airplane. If it's what it looks like to me, that it's coming in and it beelines and hits it from behind and causes it to tumble forward. So maybe there'll be a better video that ends up coming out. So plane is dropping altitude, does appear to pancake it, or directly crossed its path. There's no way the plane's fault. Yes, I'm right there with you, Joseph. I don't, you know.
Cool, I got a hold of Swissport on the ramp. They're going to send a team over there to help you clear that out.
ABC said the helicopter hit the plane. Finally, someone reporting it right.
Good. American Airlines is loading up a van now to head out to the whiskey pad. Do we have the mobile lounges on the way?
Great question. So Colin asked, he said, if the H-60 Black Hawk was the one to do this, would they be on radar? Sometimes they have their transponders turned off. So there is another video on X of a dash cam. Thank you. I'll be looking that up right now. So let's.
Which flight number parked at 45 and which parked at 41?
Oh my God. 2297. 41 is 1855.
Man, that is hard to tell. Let me put this thing in slow mode.
Hey, where did 589 go? Is that the one we towed over to or moved over to our ramp?
So I see that this is the plane right here. Let's see if we see a light. You do. They did hit forward. Let's see if we get another blink light in front of it. No. No, because I see that blink line still in front of it. So I'm thinking that's a light off the plane that blinks. Oh, there's a blink right here. So there's the plane, there's that. So maybe the helicopter is in front of it. Let's see, I'm looking. There's still a blink right there. So this looks like something that's stationary. So maybe it's coming this direction and it is going forward. There was only one warning to one aircraft. Thank you. Okay. So you can tell that the airplane, it hit on the underside of it. Yeah, it hits on the underside of the airplane. I don't get how it caused it to tumble over. I would have thought back end, but Maybe the wings pulled it forward. But yeah, that's sadly okay. So I will change that up to that it was some, planes coming in at you and the helicopters making this angle and hit underneath it. But yeah. But that explains it a lot better than the other one. Enough for momentum. Crazy dopey, thank you. Thank you, Gina, for saying that. Thank you, everybody else who is thanking all the gifters and subscribers. I greatly do appreciate y'all. And thank you, everybody, for the chat. Everyone who likes the video. Now, I don't think it's like TikTok to where you press, the heart button 1,000 times and it's going to help. I don't know. So, but yeah. I think it's more so about the thumbs up and sharing. So, still the helicopter didn't see the plane. That is, that's just up to it. So, I mean, we'll find out. So if the plane's coming here and the helicopter is making a beeline in, I'm just surprised. So, and the thing that's gonna suck is if the helicopter is not, we find out that this wasn't a terroristic act, and that no one was important on the flight. Let's just say that, even though everybody's important. But if it doesn't look like it was something that was intentional, then what it's going to probably boil down to is the aviation tower. So, like, who gave the clear, for that. So, how could the helicopter not see the plane? No way. I'm with you right there, man. Like, I don't know anybody who's served in the military that flies these things, and just is, deers in headlines. So, and see, there's another thing. Nolan's saying another point. Flying with FLIR. So, I mean, this is, unless you're going to tell me that the pilot was drunk. You're literally typing that. Now, I know that some people's chat is way behind. So if you, on YouTube, what it is, sometimes you'll get ads that show up. And what you'll do is you'll go to the live and you'll see the word live. And if it's in gray, click on it. It'll put it in red. And then you'll be in the most up-to-date time. So, drunk, please leave my family out of this war. Too funny, biker. What'd you say? Premium baby. Years ago, a lot of pilots. Yeah, this ain't years ago anymore. Glad you made the switch here. Thank you. Fox is saying that the plane dropped into the helicopter. Yeah, that's how it looked on that dash cam. So, but the plane is lowering themselves to go in, for the runway. So, right, that helicopter should have not been anywhere in that path. It just doesn't make sense. So they're saying there are survivors. Yeah, I haven't heard the scanners of anything. They were very active. So definitely mixed reporting from media. I'm sure, because the media sits here and goes off of what other people are telling them instead of actually verifying. The media loves to do clickbait to pull you in, and then they try to investigate. So, according to Patricia, she's seeing that there's 4 survivors. Hopefully that number continues to go up. Yeah, you're not a fan of the media either. I'm not either. What is a doomsday? All right, so I can answer this here. Doomsday plane is what the president uses as, like kind of like the red button suitcase, to unleash, hell of nuclear attacks. It's always up with, when Sam's up and things like that. So it's very, very common to see a doomsday plane up. But yeah, the only thing that I would be curious on with this is if it was up because they're thinking this could be an act of terrorism like that. But so far I haven't heard those words come out. So shows on military flight tracker of the helicopter.
24. 24, got a door alarm, gate Delta 7.
Thank you, Don.
Showing forced open. On a playback, it was a cleaner ABM coming off the ramp with a bag of trash. Southeast. That's that elevator door again.
Yeah, there should not be. There should have never been a hell. I mean, this is a very, very, very active airport. I don't understand why the helicopter would be there. Like, I mean, there's flights that land literally every minute.
I would still like to remove
Yeah.
half of this time. I'll give you permission to.
They do fly up and down the river, but not in that elevation. And right in front of the runway. Now that you just got me thinking, now I'm going to go and do a playback to yesterday. Now you got me thinking. Because what I want to see is... So this is yesterday's playback. I'm just looking just to see if there's any helicopters around this area. But you can see how many planes are coming in and out. It's a very, very constant thing.
Are we in position to start sending planes to Whiskey?
Someone X. Someone. Reet said some on X are saying the jet descended into the Black Hawk as it was trying to go behind the jet. Huh. Alarms would have been screaming in that Black Hawk. That's another fair point. I'm assuming, Joseph, you used to fly or you're around those things, because I mean, I see your comments, man. You know a thing or two. Just the common sense of it, from someone who's been around it. But yeah, you did. That's awesome, man. So see, I mean that it doesn't make sense to me, man.
Can you run a Louisiana tag to verify the registered owner?
I mean, even if you're going to sit here and say, hey, it's a rookie. Even if you say that it's a rookie, they still have common sense.
if we switch, I'll let you know.
Okay, Andre. Okay. I've got a plan to cycle crews through so that not everybody is working at one time. And we'll just kind of keep rolling through that.
So I'm looking at
If you have any more needs, let me know.
anybody who's just joining. I'm looking at yesterday to see if I see any helicopters in the air. I'm just curious. That's all it is. I'm just curious.
Umar, just make sure you advise Power that we need a gap to get this across, okay?
Yep, they are aware of it. Thank you.
Let's go, Faye.
Louisiana, man.
Welcome to the war, Deadpool community team. Spicy. Thank you, Faye. I greatly do appreciate you.
Doors showing held open.
Okay, someone said at 1:14.
Stu, we do have another aircraft.
To
be taxiing over to Wisconsin.
I'm not seeing one for yesterday.
Roger.
I'm gonna go back to last week now.
Lucha Rodriguez, Gutierrez.
Just one owner, man.
Yeah, I don't see anything around this time either. I wasn't doing that to. I wasn't doing that to, like prove a point. What I was trying to do was just to see if maybe they had someone, that was flying there yesterday and they repeated today, or they flew there last week and they repeated. So, supposedly the helicopter was told to decrease speed and the jetliner pass, but didn't. Thanks, CH45. I'm assuming you're probably hearing that from like FAA. They're saying that on Fox or something, because I know that they were talking to it with Hannity. This is my first time watching a live on YouTube. Yeah, I really enjoy YouTube on here. So the verified source, so that
I did get a request through RACC. If MY has a phone line for family or inquiries to call, I need to pass that number along. You want to text it to me?
Stand by. I'm going to call your cell phone with airport officer 1 second.
Yeah.
On Echo, trying to get to the whiskey apron. We're holding short for these 2 planes to land first. I'm on my way. I'm coming up on the first hit of 19. Where would you like me to put that light truck? I was just instructing American not to move out of line back here. Copy all.
Thank you. Somewhere next to the other lights, pretty much just set up next to the others.
not from flight control.
At the north birdhouse or at the south end?
Next to the EMAS where the others are.
Okay, 33. I got you.
Yeah. To me, what's not adding up is this just, you're getting tired of TikTok? Yeah. People get their panties in a wad and just report and they're able to take you down. Yeah. I told people regardless if TikTok came back, I still was leaving it. So, it's, you got other people who do far worse and nothing happens to them. I don't know how they get away with it, and I'm just an honest person, and crap like this happens. So, whatever. Yeah, there's a lot more money here on YouTube. Like I actually get paid for doing my lives. You know, ads show up, but you know, no one really complains about the ads. So I appreciate that, SNS. There's a new video. Elmo, is it the dash cam one? Let's see. Let's see.
They are not ready for that asset on the water yet. We'll let you know.
Clear all vehicles from the runway, sir.
South 89.
Cannot 89. As American, do they need any more assistance, or how are they at this time?
American is requesting shop 1 to Alpha 24. The jet bridge is only moving one direction. And they also say that his ground equipment blocking the gate at Alpha 24. They're not sure who it is.
Okay. Okay. This is adding a little bit more. So this that you're seeing here, thank you, Elmo, by the way. This that you're seeing here, you can tell that the helicopter lights are pointing at the airport here. It looks like so we know that according to the dash cam, you can definitely tell that it hit the top of it. So, but what it's now looking like, now that we have 3 angles, is that this is the tail of the helicopter here, okay? And it looks like this is what the airplane hit and then broke it off, and that's why you see it fall like it does. It's almost like a sidewind. It was a training flight. I hate to call someone an idiot because that guy may not be alive anymore, but I can't believe that their instructor, I'll say it like that, I can't believe whoever the instructor was for this sat there and put them in that area, in that situation. Training flight, and they were told by ATC to go behind the AA flight. Yeah, American Airline flight. Man. The brighter light is the helicopter that you're watching here. Let me see. Some of y'all sent me another messages. Let's see. Thank you, Donna Marie, for all that you sent to me. And thank you again, Elmo, for sending this clip here. I wouldn't believe for 1 second they would train in this situation at night at DC Airport. I'm with you. Joseph, you still in here, man? Never mind. Look, I'll tell you this. The way that Joseph knows a thing or two, I'll tell you this. I'll believe Joseph. And Joseph just sat there and commented and said, not a training area. Alan is another good one. All of y'all are good people. Said training flight can just be doing maneuvers with veteran pilots. It's kind of a loose term. That is a very, very fair point. Thank you. So, and then CH45 coming in, chiming in as well and saying, nope, it's not. so that's probably lining up more with everybody saying, hey, it's that loose term right here. So it's not training a rookie, you know. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the bright light's a helicopter because let me see if I can pause it. Right here, you can see a little bit. Man. Now what I can't believe is the pilot for the airplane, the American Eagle. Charlotte, I started off in my conspiracy mind. I ain't gonna lie. I started off in my conspiracy mind once I seen the way that helicopter was moving. Hold on, I have a question. My conspiracy mind is playing back. All right. This helicopter that you're seeing with the bright light is pretty much frozen in time, right? In that angle. This one looks like it's, because like you're going to see, here's a blink. That would be where the helicopter is. You're going to see it again. Okay. Helicopter blinked right there. There's the next blink. Okay. Right here. That's the plane coming in. You're going to see it. It looks like it clips the top of it for this one. You'll see it blink right before it hits too. Okay. So, if that helicopter was standing still, then come on. Man, so many X-links. Then what is this blinking up that comes up really fast behind it? Or in front of it? Of course, that one's not gonna. I hate it when people unload half-butt videos. I know, I'm scrolling through a whole bunch of stuff. Here we go, finally. Alright. What's this? And where'd it go? Okay, so two camera angles show helicopter pretty much at standstill. This has something else that's coming in from behind it. Or maybe in front of it. Looks like I'm frozen. I don't know what's up with this camera. Let's see. Looks like the camera went out. Hold on just a second. All right, there we go. So, all right. You're confused. I'm confused. Isn't that the helicopter? I don't know. There's two videos that show it at standstill. This one, the original one, shows either something coming from behind it or something that's coming here. Give me a second, Elmo. I'll check it out. We got to know where the videos are shot from, like angles. Yeah, so this is, yeah, I could set up a lot of angles. I'll do that in the a video tomorrow. So hey, Elmo, what's being locked down? Is it just I wonder if your internet's out. Let's see if mine's still working. Yeah, my X seems to still be working. Let's see if anyone put anything else out. Multiple underwater. Let me turn the scanner back up. I'm sorry. Helicopter sped up before collision. Documented. How can I see pics on here? Yeah, so you can reverse and go back if you want to in the video.
On the rundown, but I need a true hard count of people brought to the shore.
All right, here we go.
18, 1-8.
And we're certain of this number.
Double check and triple check.
EMS branch from EMS 201.
201, go.
We just offloaded one additional, so it's a total of 19, 19.
Copy. 19. Command, you direct on that? 19 now.
And that's at the North Boathouse, correct?
That's correct, Chief.
19 is what he said, by the way. What's up, SNS? Thanks, brother. Doomsday plane approaching DC. Yeah, I don't really get into it because this is really more so looking like an accident. But, I mean, I'm still always all for conspiracies. Y'all know that.
Command Southside Station.
I haven't heard anything about a press conference. I know that they will do it.
I'm going to give you the listing of just the Swiftwater or the water assets that I have here. There are additional apparatus that brought them, but I'm just going to focus on the Swiftwater assets because it would be the only functional units of the water.
Yeah, something's.
It's going to be Swiftwater 414, Swiftwater 418, Swiftwater 433, Swiftwater 421, Swiftwater 439.
Yeah, over the next few days, we'll get a lot of insight out of this. Hopefully, there's an investigation done to.
Fort Belvoir's Airboat 465 show up. They'll be here as well. Copy all.
Doomsday plane took off 2 hours prior to the incident. Thank you so much for letting me know that. So,
I'm on Romeo 11. Romeo 11.
let's do something. I'm looking at only military flights up at the time. That's police. It's U.S. Coast Guard. That's your P8s out there. Let's see. That's a tanker. There's your Black Cat over there. Ooh. They got a Global Hawk up and a MQ-4C up over there. Good for them.
And, Cole, the first one is deplaning right now. They're loading up on thermal mobilizers now.
Copy that, thank you.
So everything is grounded at Ronald Reagan, by the way. Everything that's coming into it is being diverted to another airport. So, no, I don't see the Doomsday plane near it. Yeah, water. Someone came in and said that the water temperature was 35 degrees. Let's see.
Yeah, I need a good count of the number of aircraft that are on hard stands with passengers still remaining on board. Okay, copy.
So,
Hey, I'll do my 89. What was that first flight number again? That's the planes?
114, 162. 114, good, 162.
I got the light going to 139 and it's running.
yeah, it
Alright, for now, can you just go bring it down to the 10 slot and stage it there until we find out where we're going to put it?
yeah, I can't get a water temperature right there,
In the 33, that's where David asked me to put it.
but I'm guessing, the 35 that I was told earlier is correct.
Say again?
Ops 3 asked me to put it in the 33.
Copy, thank you.
Someone doing some real good homework. Who is this? Oh, that's from OSINT sharing intel. Nice. Okay, so this person's saying that they're not hearing survivors. Yeah. Man, horrible. You heard 34 degrees. I could believe that.
Copy.
Man, some of this stuff is just sick. I mean, so if you read that liner right there, the sadly people trapped in seats underwater, so I don't, man. Man. This ain't the type of news I like reporting.
Command.
A little while ago, you guys told me that rehab was headed my direction. Do we know what unit that was, what channel they're on? We haven't seen them.
What's up, Griffey?
It should be rehab 413. You should also have command post 507.
Talking 15 to 30 minutes tops in the water temperatures. Yeah, damn. No briefing until tomorrow. Still searching the water. Yeah. Thank you for letting me know that. No one left in water will be survivors at this point. Yeah, that's sadly. We'll end up hearing this turn into, you know, no longer a search and rescue. It'll be a I forget what the next line is. My mind's tired right now. What the next thing is called. No, what's the audio from the tower, Kathy?
Negative, really. Clearly, DC's made the decision to no longer transport anybody to our shoreline. That is correct.
That's right. Yeah, it turns in just a recovery. Thank you. I told you my mind ain't thinking right. It's in sleepy mode.
Stand by. We'll get back to you in a minute.
I don't. My mind can't think how sad it is. You know, for friends and family.
Not tough one.
I hate it.
If I understand, before I left the office, what I overheard was that United would be handling all of its own diversions, and I do not see any diversions from United on the R gates. There is only one American aircraft on Romeo 7, and that aircraft is empty and unoccupied.
Copies. Thanks, Vernon. Can you give me a count on Apron Whiskey as well? Or is Umar over there? Yeah, I'm on Apron Whiskey, man.
Oh, he's got to be talking about a flight on the ground.
You have over there that still have passengers on board. I have 2 planes parked, and I have 4 that have passengers on board. That's no need. Well, 2 parked, 1 with passengers. The other 2 are still waiting to be parked. Copy. So 2 aircraft parked, 2 pending queue, all 4 with passengers. Yep, and 1 just finished deplaning. They're on the mobile lounge. All right. So does that take you down to 3? That's correct. Copy.
And then if you need this, Romeo 9 and Romeo 11 are unoccupied. Those are gates that are open for additional aircraft, 9 and 11.
I'll copy the whole thing.
Hold on, what's this? So it is Pat 25, like y'all were saying.
Communications at 1 North 12. Communications at 1 North 12. Corporal Kills.
26, I'll give them a landline.
That's the problem. You see this? SS Joseph Allen, y'all all in here?
Communication at 1 North 12. Corporal Kills.
By the way, check to make sure some of y'all see that you're delayed.
Okay.
So make sure that you click the live button. If you see that your live button's in gray, click that and it'll turn it red and you'll fast forward to the latest. So to where you're not delayed. The count is sadly 19 people have been recovered. It sounds like at times that it sounds like, oh, we've got survivors, and then at other times it does not sound like that. In that cold of water, 5 minutes before paralysis, yeah. Yeah. So I can see, yeah, the helicopter's coming from the DC side. Like it's almost a head on. You can tell that I don't know what the heck. Like I know that the plane is turning into to go towards the runway, and this helicopter, he just whatever reason, I guess he thought that that the plane was going to go straight. Cuz when so it's at
South one. Red one. So Brad had asked me to look at Alpha 24 for the equipment. Donato is on scene and they're in the process of moving their GSE now. House copies, Donato on scene, moving equipment out of Alpha 24. That's one.
See, it's honestly like
Then you're probably aware, but there is an aircraft American waiting to go on to 24.
it honestly looks like you'll start to see this come in. When he comes here is when he turns. And that helicopter had to have been sitting here. And then they were like, oh crap, like. But so the collision happens, right in here. Yeah, I'm starting to believe this is more an accident. Angie, thank you for subscribing to the War Deadpool community team. Spicy, let's go. Thank you again, everybody who has become subscribers and people who gifted. Appreciate it. Really do. Thank y'all so much. Crazy Dopey, thank you again. As well as everybody else. Y'all are awesome. 12:30 a.m. press briefing. Thank you. Man, this is horrible. You think the news conference is coming up? All right, so let me go and check that then. Because if it's coming up, I will like to play that live for y'all. So. Crash sucks. Yeah, it does. They should exhaust all search efforts before a conference. Yeah. I don't. Yeah, I'm. It doesn't.
Can you confirm with me that the boat crews are the crews from engine 301, home 310, and home 311? I just need to account for those personnel.
Yeah, I'm thinking search is over.
That's correct. Captain Caliano is currently sitting on the MPD boat with their command presence out in the water. But the rest of our staff are on our boat.
All right, very good. We have fresh crews coming out for them now, so we're going to be switching them out here shortly.
Okay. You're going to take care of reaching them. You will need to reach out to them before some north side office.
Say that again.
Would you like me to arrange for them to come to the North Boathouse to walk up?
That's correct. It's going to be a minute though, moving the personnel around, so I'll let you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why the helicopter's sitting there either. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
And I'm sworn off too.
Yeah, I know. I see y'all, some of y'all's comments. Yeah. Let's go, Neil. Thank you so much. Neil said ABS has the flight path. It surely appears the helicopter turned into the aircraft. Slow from 120 knots to 70 knots. Took off from CIA headquarters. You can see. See, I couldn't pull up the helicopter. Let me go back. So, and then did you Neil, so are you seeing, you see Pat 25 on yours? Why am I not?
Hey, call off one. Correction off two. So what do they want to do with the
There
crew
it
that's,
is.
out here with these aircraft on the whiskey aprons? Stand by. Yeah, American says just get them on the mobile lounges. They don't need to stay with the aircraft. Roger that.
I don't know why I didn't see this earlier. Thank you, Neil. It's on the phone at the bottom of the phone. Rewind it. Yeah, man. Great job. And by the way, thank you for the 2 gifts. I greatly do appreciate that so much. Thank you. And thank you for letting me know this. Both aircraft were going over 100. Yeah. Yeah, see.
Hey, ops one, ops two.
Man,
One.
Hey, bro, you available to assist with these mobile lounges by chance, please?
Could you stand by just a moment? I'm heading to the office to replace the tablet. The battery is dead, and then I'll meet back up with you. So just hold tight for just a minute, please.
Thanks, sir.
I don't even. Man, I just got thoughts going through my head.
Command EMS.
I hate it for the people.
Go ahead.
Oh, your cars are?
Accountability on Firefighter Freeman, Ted Freeman.
Appreciate it, Carzar.
CSU operator.
Perfect, thank you.
I don't get why the helicopter. I'm guessing, and I'm sure someone's going to correct me if I'm right or wrong, but I'm guessing that whoever was flying the helicopter did not even talk to the towers. By the way, I'm banned on TikTok for anyone who's interested.
Command EMS.
EMS.
Sorry, you're just the easiest person to call over there. I have the 3 fresh for both crews here. Are you ready to switch?
Yes, sir.
Because I told someone that they got their panties in a wad. So apparently that's a sexual harassment is what I did. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know how long. It's at least a week. So I mean, I was coming to YouTube anyhow. Yeah, they're throwing around that training exercise, and as many people in here who fly are like, that's a very loose term. Thank Greg Gores. Appreciate it. They did talk to DCA Tower. They told them that they had the airline in sight. It's crazy. I guess that they thought that they were just going to be taking the other runway. I don't know. It's a big failure on the helicopter. Yeah, they might have been looking at the wrong airline as well. Because what they were probably thinking is, you see this airline right here was coming in. Let me back it up just a couple hairs. So you got this one that's coming up, and you have this other one. So this is American Airlines here, and then this is American Eagle that's flying here. So, and see, American Eagle went out over the land, and then they're coming in on this runway. This is the runway that they're coming. Yeah, y'all can see that. This is the runway that they were going to go down, and then American Airlines was going to be coming through this one. Spent 11 months on a Black Hawk daily. Something's definitely fishy. We'll see. Yeah, it's American Eagle. It's not American Airlines. It's American Eagle that was hit. Yeah, runway 33 was for flight 5342, and that's American Eagle. Wait, so Amber says the plane that got hit was to go down runway 33. Then Tim says that AA, which is the American airline, was supposed to go down 33 as well. So 33 is over here. This isn't... That can't be right. Hold on a second. Let me pull up this. All right, so yeah, 33 is on the right. This has to be 32. Or 19. So you got... Now that has to be 32 here. Yeah, American... I mean, you can call it American Airlines. I call it American Eagle. just because that's what those type of planes are to be called. So if like that's it's American Eagle. It's still American Airlines, but it's Eagle. Yeah, I'm not hearing any survivor talk anymore.
They're in the process of deflating.
They met at 100 and
In 89 ops. Are they going to be able to get bags off tonight, or what's their plan for that?
Priority was passengers. Once all the passengers are off, they're going to work on getting baggage to them in the terminal.
Copy. Let them know that if they need storage space over the main terminal, they give us a call, and we'll start coordinating to get them storage space.
Will do.
okay. Now I understand. So, see, I didn't know this was the symbol for the runway, but yeah, so here's American Eagle supposed to be turning in to here, and then American Airlines back here was going to be going through 32 or whatever it was. News conference. Okay, thank you. I am watching to see if one to see if they end up showing it, and I'll bring that in. When you first started hearing the scanners, it sounded like there was survivors. And just the more and more it gets into it, the more it doesn't sound like any survivors.
Everett, when you get here, I'm all the way on the east side of this whiskey apron.
No, I'm not seeing the Doomsday plane up in this area.
Okay.
Yeah, 19 people is what they're up to that have lost their lives.
24, you can reset. I'll be checking behind the doors. Copy is reset.
Yeah, I'm not getting into the Doomsday thing at all.
South 89.
Jet bridge and all the other doors in the area are secure.
Copy.
Why am I hearing fighter?
114 to
I-
170.
I haven't heard anything about fighter jets being scrambled.
$114 to 170.
Vincent finally went to bed. He got tired of me moving him. Can give me a second. I'll share a link to you to the Discord. Give me a second.
South 89.
There's the link to the Discord. Yeah, it looks like the plane, like what they pulled out of the water is definitely half of it, or that they first started pulling was, half of it. You live in Wichita. This is hitting our community hard. Just flew today to Minnesota. Really thinking about driving home. So, let me just fill you in. I mean, you always do what you want. There is more car accidents than there is plane accidents. You have, on every given moment in America, there's always 13,000 flights that are up. So, but the thing is that I don't like that I'm not in control. I understand what I just said, that it's a lot safer, just like Joseph said, it's a lot safer in the air than on land. But I I like being in control. So, yeah. But yeah. Man. Yeah, so all of these things that you hear, with flights and things like that, I mean, it's just the percentage is insanely low. So, insanely low. Yeah, Ryan. Press conference home per NBC. Hold on, let me get back to that. I'm glad that you just let me know that. All right. Give me just a couple minutes. Go take a break. I'm going to leave this up. Flip it to this screen. Yeah, just give me just a moment. I'll be right back. Sorry. All right, I'm back. You have a small airport where you're going to? Small airports are good. I mean, the only thing that you won't find me really flying on is a Cessna. And that's just because of the type of pilots.
Southwest 89.
So 15 minutes until the press conference. Thank you.
She calling us.
None of the ambulances on the shoreline have left.
Alpha 24 to meet American. They do not have access to that jet bridge, and they're not able to get someone down to our office for the code.
They need to be able to swipe through. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're saying they do not have access to the Alpha 24 jet bridge, and they have the diversion there.
All right, stand by. If they want to call in, we'll unlock it. They got to give me a bit of freedom system. What do you want? Sir, are you in the boat, Chris?
Anything on the shoreline will be used for warming for those involved.
Down there
Yeah.
now?
Thanks.
Just confirm for me when everyone's been switched out.
Yeah, I will show the briefing.
Okay. The ultimate location is the 10th spot on the airfield, correct?
What's the location?
The 10th slot on the airfield.
10-4, 10 slot on the airfield.
In the project, on that.
Yeah, I am pretty confident now that it is a helicopter. Reason being, ADSB, I do see Pat 25. I do see that now.
130, 132.
I
And
have the flight numbers that popped down with you if you're ready to copy.
yeah, it froze up on the.
It's going to be 5068, 5278, 5368, 5585, and 5347.
Ops copies all, thank you. Negative. Just 376 on the airboat. I believe the other one's at the command post, and I believe they're taking the crew to that boat to switch out. Yeah, that's what we need to happen. Advise when it's all complete. Okay.
Man, this sucks. This is the. I don't know. I don't know. This is the type of news I don't like reporting. This is the type of stuff to where I have to, like, if it wasn't for y'all of me reporting it, this is where I end up shutting off my TV for, like, you know, a couple of weeks, couple months. At least your news is truth. I appreciate it. I do appreciate that. Team Vincent. When did I take off the mask? About a week before TikTok was shut down. Man, this crap just doesn't sit right in my stomach. I mean, man. I just hate it. Yeah, I got taken off of yeah, I'm banned on TikTok. But I was coming over to YouTube. I was coming to YouTube anyhow. So that's why you don't really see me depressed.
And Ops 2.
Are any of y'all having ads pop up, by the way?
I just want to confirm that American Airlines does know that they have about 300-400 people that are offloaded over at the hotel gates.
You had 2 ads, some of y'all didn't.
Ops copies 300 to 400 people offloaded at the hotel gate Spring, Ops 89. Ops, did you copy? Please convey that to American.
They're gonna, customer service will be at the ticket counter to assist them, so they just need to exit and head to the ticket counters.
Yeah, sometimes ads happen, sometimes they don't work.
And Ops 2 and Ops
Yeah.
the 2 lounges that I took across Vermont, New Jersey are docked at the hotel gate at the main terminal.
No. This is in Washington, D.C. By the way, just a reminder, always check to make sure that you're in the latest updated live. Because, like, if you have an ad that shows up, or sometimes, your internet messes up for a second. So what you'll do is you'll see where it says live. If it's in gray, click it, and you'll see it change red, and you'll be in the updated latest time. No ads for you. Okay. Confused as to why they tried to drop the Black Hawk in altitude when the plane was on approach. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Airport will be closed until 5 a.m. Friday. Thank you so much for letting me know that. Who is this?
Collided with a military aircraft on approach.
When you cross the runway,
Flight
report
5342 was
to
under
Hold
the
on.
command of 4 crew
that
members.
is your final load of passengers, so you can have a status of when the operation is complete, please.
All right, hold on. I think this is the video.
Carried 60 passengers for a total of 64 people on board. We are at 342, operated by PSA Airlines, a CRJ-700 aircraft traveling from Wichita, Kansas to Washington Reagan National Airport has been involved in an accident near Washington, D.C. It appears to have collided with a military aircraft on approach. Flight 5342 was under the command of 4 crew members and carried 60 passengers for a total of 64 people on board. We are actively working with local, state, and federal authorities on emergency response efforts, and the American Airlines care team has been activated to assist our passengers and their families. We're cooperating fully with the National Transportation Safety Board in its investigation and will continue to provide all the information we can. Our cooperation is without pause, and we want to learn everything we can about today's events. That work will take time, but anything we can do now, we're doing. And right now, that means focusing on taking care of all passengers and crew involved, as well as their families. Members of our GO team will be on their way to Washington, D.C., and I'll be heading there shortly as well. We know that many people will be concerned for the welfare of their loved ones, and we've set up a special helpline friends and family can call at 1-800-679-8215. That's 1-800-679-8215. If you believe you've had friends or family on board American Eagle Flight 5342.
So that was a very somber.
All right. So that was okay. That's it. Yes. Time for you to get put down. I was just seeing if there was anything else issued. That's AI. Shoot, I can't tell what's AI anymore or not. What did Trump's tweet say? Let's see. Trump said the airplane was on a perfect and routine line of approach to the airport. The helicopter was going straight at the airplane for an extended period of time. It is clear as night. It is a clear night. The lights on the plane were blazing. Why didn't the helicopter go up or down or turn? Why didn't the control tower tell the helicopter what to do instead of asking if they saw the plane? This is a bad situation that looks like it should have been prevented. Not good. This is why I like this president. What a terrible night this has been. God bless you all. I really like this guy. This is like, y'all know I try and stay out of politics, even though I've been getting into it a lot more. But this is why I like this guy. So, saying what we're all thinking, yeah. Like he flies off the hip just like I did. So, plus I also like business people. Commander-in-Chief right there, yeah. Like, so, you know, right now we're waiting on news to break, but so I'll fill you in on some things. But like for football, I hate it when coaches go to like the podium after a game after they lost, and they're just like, yeah, da 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 da, and it's like, I like the coaches like where it's like Mike Tomlin, like where he's gonna give you the eyes and he's gonna tell you, you know, like, yeah, that's a stupid question. So, like, that's how I like it. I don't like the other ones, you know. Like, I don't know. I just like straight honesty. I like people who are like me and I can relate to. He answered my question exactly. You could see the helicopter flew straight into it. I'm telling you, there's a strong possibility that the chopper being auto-controlled. I have a lot of questions because in 1 out of the 3 videos, it looks like that helicopter's going into it. The other 2, it looks like the helicopter's just sitting there. So, they're saying souls. 4 casualties on the bridge that were in their vehicles. He doesn't wait for the camera. He takes it right to the people. Yeah, you know, like I didn't like the answer that was delivered about what the drones were, but I do like the fact that we were given a answer. I suppose I'm just going to polish my hat. What do you mean, Born? I wonder who was on that plane. Yeah, we'll find out. Didn't wait to see what he's supposed to say. Yeah, he just says what he thinks. Yeah, that's why I like him. The AP is saying multiple people. Thank you, Grace, for letting me know. Yeah, there's 19 people from the last update from the scanner that we heard. Let me turn the scanner back on. I turned it off while I was listening to the report. Hold on just a second.
Geico's motorcycle expertise means...
Stupid ad. The drone explanation is from Biden administration. We will hear more about drones. Yeah, 19 people, sadly, so far. That number is more than likely going to rise. There's another press conference going on. Sure, it's not the same one. I'm looking. Yeah. Yeah, I see where it's the same one that they did. Your stream froze? Yeah. Make sure to hit that live button once in a while. Let's see. New images are being released showing helicopter shots, rescue boat surrounding. I'm not sure what they're pulling out there. I mean, I could make a case for the helicopter.
House Division from Command.
Goodness, woman. She went all loud.
X25, get the CRJ in sight. X25, F1 is CRJ. It's not have a aircraft in sight versus separate.
So this is from the tower.
472 Washington, 1 star, 32017.
Okay.
472. American 3130, go around turn left end 250, claim Anthony 3000.
So Valerie said that on NBC they're saying that there's 79 passengers on board. Seems nefarious, yeah. According to others, it was circling the work area. What do you mean? For the helicopter that came in? The water 37 degrees. Thank you. I appreciate that, Faith. Doomsday, yeah, it's always up. Doomsday always up doing Doomsday things. Yeah, Doomsday plane is always up. Dang damn it. Horrible. I don't have anything else to say on this. Oh, the CEO said 60. That's right. He did say 60. Yeah, CEO, you're right. Said 64 in total. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. Y'all are right. Is the water ice in that spot? I didn't think that it was iced up that far down. I thought it was only like Pittsburgh was still iced. No, not anymore. Thank you. Appreciate it. Joseph had me laughing with that doomsday comment right there. Yeah. Oh man, I forgot. I do have the boat app. I don't know what I'm thinking. Hold on a second. So you got military in there. Well, that's all I got for you. I was hoping I'd be able to show you something a little bit more. You thinking the Coast Guard got in there? Yeah. No, they're searching over here. They're probably looking for floating debris. Dagnam. I hate this. Oh no, that's gotta be horrible. You're gonna fly over the spot? Turkish Airlines? I don't think I could have. I think I would have been, if I was Turkish Airlines, I would have flown a. I know they're high up. No. It's just that you're flying over that spot. Your passengers are looking out the window knowing what happened. Like he could have went a few knots off. Amy said it's reported that the air controller told the Black Hawk to go behind the plane. Black Hawk never responded. Yeah, you can see. I mean, you'll see the red lights blinking down there. You also know what you're flying over. Everybody, I guarantee you, looking out that window being like, are we next? I mean, the stress, the anxiety, the fear of just seeing that, like, all he had to do, and it wouldn't have been much, and it would have not even added, but maybe a minute onto the flight would have been just to deter it just a little bit and pull it back in. That's it. Yeah, Black Hawk went ghost before. Thank you for letting me know that. Crazy guys, heartbroken. Yeah, I went through my emotion. curious how many people walk out of the airport after seeing this. I don't. I'm just waiting for tomorrow. So, I don't know. Yeah, who knows? We'll eventually get the, the black box and things like that. I don't know if we'll really hear anything on it. Yeah, Vicky, yeah, she was saying earlier that she flew out of there today, and she was saying that she's thinking of flying back home. I mean, driving back home. So, people from Kansas, that's where the plane was coming from. Yeah, Wichita, Kansas. Yeah, the airport is closed until Friday at 5 a.m. So it's not military training like you're thinking of. That's a very loose term. And it yeah, I don't know. Why? Your husband in the Air Force for 15 years. Let's go. Yeah, they're replace training with Uber. They had to have known they were doing regardless. I don't know. It's weird to me. It's a weird one to me. Let's see. The last time a Black Hawk crash, they actually suspended training flights for a while. Did not know that. Thank you, Kenneth, for letting me know that. Careless. It is possible they were flying on MVGS. Thanks, Ryan. I'm trying to think if the helicopter would have been flying night vision on. They usually turn the marker lights down for that. Might be some of the reason wasn't seen. Okay. Thanks, Alan. That's one that I don't know anything about. That's one where y'all would. So I appreciate that. Reporting there are 3 distinctive degree fields. Is Trump at the White House? He should be. It's like a VR headset. They see everything in this helicopter. That's what I meant by MVG. Night vision goggles. Thanks, Ryan. Now I'm following a little bit better. They shouldn't be flying around civilian aircraft without lights. Yeah. Wonder if they have been any whistleblowers on that point. Well, this was American Airlines, and it wasn't a Boeing, so shouldn't be having any whistleblowers on there. B-52 Airborne, let's go. Yeah, sadly it's 19. It's definitely confirmed 19. Could be the military that was about to get fired. This wasn't an accident. Tinfoil hat thoughts. Imagine being sworn in as transportation secretary in this. Oh, I know. They're Trump's gonna be crawling up someone's butt. Helicopter responded on wrong frequency, they're saying. What did he say on the wrong frequency? Now I'm going to do what I want. TikTok isn't going to survive. I don't think it's going to survive. Second people start hearing that that thing's going to become owned by Microsoft or whatever it is, people are, no. Then again, you got gullible people big time on that app. I just heard that too about them responding, but on a different tower frequency. Man, that sucks. TikTok is exhausting. There is so much bullcrap on TikTok. I mean, you got people who blatantly lie on there. Blatantly lie on there. Yeah, that's right, Nicole, on a different frequency. Good to see you, Nicole. Just wondering what base was the chopper from? I don't know yet. I haven't heard that one yet. You're welcome, Nolan. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Thank you, Angie. Boyfriend is on there trying to be in on it. Let's see. Hold on. Something just popped up. You got people, Raging Elmo sent me this earlier. I'll throw it over to y'all. But, oh, Elmo, you in here? I can explain this one. So some people are saying, you know, like, hey, you know, CNN reported on this before the issue took place. CNN is notorious for doing this. Notorious for doing this. They love taking articles and swapping them up later on for clickbait purposes. They're notorious for this type of stuff. So that's why, this is why you're seeing it at a, why they're like 8 hours ago posting this. Yep. Yeah, CNN does it because the doing things like this is how they get clickbaits up. But yeah. Let's see if there's any other news reported. Oh, what is he saying?
In on the runway in front of them, and you can see how this sort of disaster is in the making. So it is really as where the rotors are. The pilots are probably locked in on the runway in front of them, and you can see how this sort of disaster is in the making. So it is really where the rotors are. The pilots are probably locked in.
I'm sorry. Doomsday plane out ain't near it at all. I'm not even going to respond to that video. All right. National Transportation Safety Board has said that a GO team is now being sent to the scene of the midair collision. Okay. Can't even believe that CNN did that, whatever. Screens being shown at Ronald Reagan. Due to an emergency situation, all flights are being held on the airfield. Additional information will be available as it is received. For customers on departing flights, please check with your airline representative. According to CNN reports, all those on board the plane and helicopter have sadly lost their lives. That stinks. Man, I was being so hopeful. So sad. So the helicopter from Virginia. Thank you, Amber. I appreciate that. Titanic 5. Yeah, subscribers are growing here. How many subscribers does it say that I'm at now? News conference is starting now. It may be a rewind, but hold on. Oh no, you're right. Let me bring that over. Let's see. So once they start talking, I'll shut up.
I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C. I'm at Reagan National Airport. I am joined by United States Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, United States Senator Jim Moran, Senator Roger Marshall, Jack Potter, the CEO of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. We are here to brief you on the very tragic events of this evening, where we know a passenger plane coming to the airport here collided with a military helicopter. Our fire department, DC Fire and EMS, supported by fire departments and police departments from across the Washington metropolitan region, are executing a rescue operation in the Potomac River. They are working diligently in very dark and cold conditions, cold water, to execute this rescue operation. We have had the opportunity to be briefed by American Airlines officials. I'm told that American Airlines leadership is on the way to Washington as well, and officials are in the airport talking to families now. We do have a 1-800 number where families should contact us, should contact American Airlines for more information, and we will be providing that information shortly. I am going to turn to a number of officials to provide as much information as we can this evening, and we expect to have more frequent briefings at daylight. So with that, I'm going to turn to Secretary Duffy.
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. I think for all of us, we want to extend our thoughts and prayers to those individuals who were impacted by the events tonight, their families. We know this is a very difficult time for all of them. I want to join the mayor and everyone here to extend our thank you to the first responders who, again, in very difficult situations and environments, are out there searching and attempting to rescue. Tonight, I spoke with President Trump and his team in the Situation Room. I had a conversation with Secretary Pete Hegseth as well, and then with the Kansas delegation and the mayor and others in leadership, as well as Governor Youngkin from Virginia and Governor Kelly from Kansas. From the Department of Transportation and FAA's perspective, we are going to offer full support to those on the ground, to the mayor, but also to the NTSB, who is going to be conducting the investigation in this matter. We are going to provide all the support that's necessary. Mayor?
Thank you. So with that, I want to ask Chief John Donnelly from DC Fire and EMS to provide an update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm John Donnelly, Chief of DC Fire and EMS. This evening at 8:48, an alert was sounded, initiating a large regional response to a report of an aircraft crash on approach to the airport. This response includes first the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority's Fire Department, the District of Columbia Fire Department, the Metropolitan Police Department, and the U.S. Park Police to respond into the area and to sort that out. At 8:58, the first units arrived on the scene and found an aircraft in the water and began rescue operations. This incident has grown. There's currently about 300 responders working. We have boats from all throughout the region, police and fire boats. We have a mutual aid agreement in Washington, D.C., the National Capital Region Mutual Aid Agreement administered by the Metropolitan Washington Council of Governments, and we're all operating under that. We're operating under a unified command. Everybody's together. So we also have requested state police helicopters from Maryland, and the Coast Guard helicopter is working. So this is a state and federal response as well. U.S. Coast Guard's got some boats in the water as well. So it's a highly complex operation. The conditions out there are extremely rough for the responders. It's cold. They're dealing with relatively windy conditions. Wind is hard out on the river. So they're out there working. We're doing everything we can to keep them safe. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to the mayor.
Thank you. In Chief Bonnet from MWA.
I'm Rick Bonnet, Fire Chief of MWA Fire and Rescue. Our unit, as Chief Donnelly already alluded to, at 2048, we received an alert from the FAA tower of an aircraft incident involving a commercial aircraft and a helicopter. Our units immediately responded and deployed 3 boats and immediately called for mutual aid resources. Again, as Chief Donnelly said, it's an active operation that's going to last many hours as we continue to work through recovery efforts and rescue operations. This will be ongoing for quite a while. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families and our communities, and we appreciate all DC's support to our agency and our federal partners.
So with that, I wanted to turn to the senators who are from Kansas who wanted to say a few words. First, Senator Moran, and then Senator Marshall.
Mayor, thank you, and Mr. Secretary, thank you, and to our first responders, thank you very much for all that's taking place here. I'm Jerry Moran. I'm a United States Senator from Kansas, and I chair the subcommittee and Commerce Committee on Aviation. So we have really a serious and sad circumstance that we want to be here to be helpful, and we're praying that our responders are safe and the folks who are on that flight are recovered. The circumstance I would describe is that I know that flight. I've flown it many times myself. I lobbied American Airlines to begin having a direct nonstop flight service to DCA. That flight has been in existence about a year. And it is certainly true that a in Kansas and in Wichita in particular, we're going to know people who are on this flight, know their family members, know somebody. So this is a very personal circumstance as well as an official response. And again, we will do everything we can to make certain that we're supportive of the rescue efforts, and we'll do everything we can to make certain that our subcommittee and Congress is engaged in what needs to take place following the outcome of this evening. And I've talked to the Department of Defense, and I've talked to the CEO of American Airlines, and there is all of us pulling together for the best outcome possible. I'm honored to be here with my colleague, Senator Marshall, as we try to make certain that we care for those certainly back in Kansas that were on that flight. But it's a reminder that there are people here in Washington, D.C., in this region, in Virginia, and Maryland, and many places else that fly to and from Kansas. And so we're rooting and supporting all those, regardless of where you're from. And Mayor, I appreciate the gathering here for us to try to provide information to those in Kansas and across your city. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Senator Moran and Mayor, Secretary. You know, when one person dies, it's a tragedy, but when many, many, many people die, it's an unbearable sorrow. It's a heartbreak beyond measure. And I know Senator Moran and I are here just to say we care. We wish that there was more we could do, but unfortunately there doesn't seem much at this time. I want the folks to back home to just know that we care, that we love them, and that this is a time when we'll have to join arms together and help each other out. We've been through things like this before, through tornadoes and floods and things, but it's really hard when you lose, you know, probably over 60 Kansans simultaneously. And I don't want to forget the pilots and the flight attendants, you know, are doing, you know, do their job, and the military personnel we lost. Now, all those lives are so valuable, and it is such a tragedy that we lost them. You know, I think often in times like this, I try to find a scripture that, you know, is apropos, and this is from the book of Psalms. It says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Certainly we're crushed in spirit tonight. We mourn with the families who lost loved ones, and we truly are joining them in prayer and wrapping our arms around them in love and compassion. Thanks for everybody for coming out tonight, and thank you for your thoughts and your prayers.
So certainly I speak for the people of Washington, 700,000 of us who are extremely sorry for the families who are experiencing loss tonight. And so we want you to know that we will continue to work with American Airlines to share information as frequently as possible and make sure that we're getting accurate information out to the public. But my sorrow for all of the people and crew on the plane and our military personnel on the helicopter is very deep. I do want to turn to Jack Carter, who is the CEO of our Airports Authority, responsible for Reagan National Airport and Dulles International Airport, to talk to you about how the airport responded and what we're what's going to happen next.
Good evening. As was said, I'm Jack Potter, the President and CEO of the Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority. Thank you all for being here tonight and under these very, very grim circumstances. First of all, I want to let you know that we're providing support to all the families who were involved. American Airlines has established a phone number for them to reach out. It's been published, but let me repeat it. It's 1-800-679-8215. So families of folks that were on the plane are asked to contact them. We did have folks who were at the airport to pick up loved ones. And so American has set up a center in their in their lounge at the north end of the airport and we've directed the families there, and there are folks there counselors there to work with the families. We did have aircraft that were in the air. They were diverted to Dulles Airport, some 19 aircraft. We had personnel, United and others had personnel. We want to thank WMATA for extending their hours on the Metro to make sure that those folks were accommodated. Right now, as was said earlier by the chief, we're in a rescue mode. We will continue in that rescue mode. I want to thank all of the mutual aid responders, all the counties, the district, folks from Maryland and Virginia. Everybody's on site doing the best they can, and numerous boats out in the water right now. NTSB is on site. I want to thank all of the folks behind me, the secretary, the mayor, the two senators for all of their support. And we're going to continue to work through the night. I do want to make an announcement. People are, concerned about what's going to happen in the morning. Reagan National Airport will be closed until 11 o'clock. That's when the first flights will take off. But we're going to continue to do our best and work through this situation over the course of the night. And we hope to have more news as it develops. But for right now, it's a very difficult situation out there with the cold. It's very dark, but there are numerous boats out there. There are dive teams out there. So, again, we'll continue to work the situation, and I'll turn it back to the mayor. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that update. And you've heard that in the National Capital Region, the district, of course, is Washington, D.C. is at the center, but we are a close region. We have heard from the governors of Maryland and Virginia, the mayor of the city of Baltimore, all who have sent us personnel to help in the rescue operations. Last thing I'll note is just to our local viewership, and just please let our first responders do their work. Try to let our vehicles get to scenes and through scenes. We don't want anybody else to get hurt because of moving vehicles, okay? So we will be able to take a few questions. There's not a lot that we can say. We won't be able to say anything about an investigation. As you know, once Fire and EMS completes the rescue operation, then the investigation goes over to the National Transportation Safety Board. And I'm sure the Safety Board, NTSB, will provide information about when they will be briefing about an investigation. So we'll take a few. Yes?
Can you confirm that both aircraft are in the water, and perhaps Chief Donnelly can explain what's involved in conducting an operation like this?
Yes, both aircraft are in the water. The focus now is rescuing people, and that's what all of our personnel are focused on. And Chief, I think he's given a pretty good description, but if there's anything else you want to add, Chief?
I would just say that the boats are out doing searches. We have divers on both aircraft, and they're searching the aircraft at this point.
Right. Yes.
Have any survivors been found, and how many bodies have been recovered?
All we can confirm tonight is the number of people on each aircraft, 64 people on the American Airlines plane and 3 people on the military helicopter. And we can't provide any more information about recovery efforts.
You people have talked about lost loved ones. So how do you know that there's only 3 people with lost loved ones?
I didn't say I didn't know people had lost loved ones. I said we can't talk about any of the recovery efforts in specific tonight. Yes.
Secretary Duffy,
So I'll call on who's next. Yes?
Thank you, Mayor Bowser. Will this affect operations at Dulles and BWI? Will the Potomac River traffic be closed to boats?
Yes. And so Jack has talked about, can you talk about Dulles? I'm not sure we can talk about BWI, but we can talk about Dulles.
Right. There is no impact at BWI or at Dulles. As I said earlier, our airport here, Ronald Reagan National Airport, will be closed until 11 o'clock. Obviously, that will be fluid. We'll learn more, but we wanted to advise passengers who might be coming to the airport in the morning that we will be closed until at least 11 o'clock.
A question for Secretary Duffy. A question for Secretary Duffy.
Yeah, 1 second. You're next.
Hi there, thank you so much.
Uh-huh.
So,
other than the current situations, like we know the water is extremely cold and it's very dark outside. Although Senator is saying that there are numerous boats in the water, but what's the the biggest challenges for the rescue team? What best scenario we can expect in the coming few hours till morning?
So the challenges are access. The water that we're operating in is about 8 feet deep. There is wind. There is pieces of ice out there. So it's just dangerous and hard to work in. And because there's not a lot of lights, you're out there searching every square inch of space to see if you can find anybody. And divers are doing the same thing in the water. The water is dark. It is murky. And that is a very tough condition for them to dive in. The question about the river, we'll make that decision later. The Coast Guard's on the scene, and I would expect that it's not a high use time in the river, and we should not expect to have commercial, recreational traffic on the river tomorrow.
Okay, 3 questions. 1, 2, 3.
Secretary Duffy, have you been in touch with the air traffic controllers who were in the tower at the time of the crash?
I have not.
You have not. And the second question, this is your first several hours in this position. What are your thoughts? What are you feeling right now?
My focus is on those who are impacted on this flight. And again, I've been secretary for a little over a day, and the tragedy that we're going to deal with this recovery, I think is touching everyone's hearts, whether it's here in the greater DC area or in Kansas. And again, I think everyone here is thinking and praying for those who potentially have lost a loved one. And thank you.
Okay, your question?
Could any of you give us any sense about how an accident like this could have happened so close to the airport, right in the heart of DC? There have been reports of the DCA tower contacting the helicopter moments before the crash to ask if they had sight of the aircraft, and apparently the helicopter reported that it did have sight of an aircraft. Is it possible that it had the wrong aircraft in sight? Do you have any sense of what went wrong in those final moments?
I know that the National Transportation Safety Board in its investigation will be able to search on all of those questions. We wouldn't be able to talk about that tonight. Yes?
2 points for Secretary Duffy. The first thing, you were talking about when you were in the situation with the president and he had said both being there. Can you tell us more about the president's initial reactions to, as well as he had said that this was a military helicopter?
So I was not in the Situation Room. I did have a conversation with the Situation Room where the president was located, as well as with Secretary Hegseth. We were exchanging information. I would just note that not just the local team, but the federal team has performed very well in this crisis. I know the president is incredibly concerned about what's happened here today. I'm sure we'll continue to hear more from him, and I'll continue to consult with him and Secretary Hegseth.
When it comes to the resources that he would be able to provide on the federal level, do you feel like you're getting what you need?
Absolutely. The president has committed to this team and to the NTSB through the DOT that we will provide all resources necessary as we go through this recovery, but also the support from FAA and DOT as the NTSB investigates.
Mr. Secretary, do we know the condition of the aircraft? Are they full? Are they split? Are they pieces?
Again, I don't think we can comment on that. Our focus is on getting the passengers and crew out of the water.
And just one more clarification, because earlier we got guidance that DCA was going to be shut down at least until Friday at 5 a.m. I just heard
11 a.m.
11 a.m. tomorrow. Okay.
Yes. Okay, we can take a few more questions. A question here, and here. Yeah.
Mayor Bowser, can you just confirm, has anybody been transported to the hospital?
Again, I can't say anything about the rescue operation right now. Who was next? Yes.
Yeah, Chief Donnelly, can you speak a little bit more about the unified command who leads this phase of the rescue and recovery? At what point do you then change phases? And can you describe to us the scene as best you can when first responders first arrived?
So I happened to be listening to the radio this evening when the call came out. I listened to the responders come in, and the initial response, they were very professional, trying to locate this. This is, if you can imagine, the river is a large black spot at night with no lights on it, except for a few buoy lights. So they were out there looking. The boats pretty quickly were able to locate one of the aircraft and get there. So that's what's going on right now. Everybody's working on that. We will reevaluate where we are with the rescue operation in the morning when we get a better sense of it, but we are still out there working, and we're going to continue that throughout the night.
Do you have a sense that there are survivors?
We don't know yet, but we're working.
Is any part of the search happening over land?
No, we're all in the water.
Yes. Oh, you got a question. Somebody didn't get a question. Hold on. Yes.
I just wanted to ask, do you have an estimate yet on how long the recovery efforts will take?
Chief.
So experiences like this we expect to continue our operations in the fire department for multiple days. And then I would expect the investigation goes longer than that.
Okay, you didn't get a question, and you were next, I think.
Okay, thank you, Maria. Thank you, Maria. My question is, do we have any plan to prevent future crash or future accidents? Do we have any like to reform the authority, the airport control to calm those people who are flying in the next few days? And also, how long the rescue is gonna last? Are we gonna stop the rescue after tomorrow 11 a.m.? Like divers team, because they are still in the golden hours now.
No, I mean, I think you just heard the chief said we're going to be out there as long as it takes, and we're obviously trying to get to people as soon as possible, but we are going to recover our fellow citizens. Yes.
This is for the chief and Secretary Duffy. How do you balance the search and rescue operation with preserving the scene for the investigation that's now underway?
So from the fire department's point of view, we are always going to put people first. But I don't think I think our operations, because we have a unified command, we are all working together, and the NTSB is in contact with us, and we will work together to make sure that if there's crucial evidence that it's preserved. And that's something we do every day with our police department on crime scenes and things. So life comes first, and everything else is after that.
Okay, last question. Yeah.
Secretary Duffy, I just want to ask, I know it's early, but are there any immediate actions the FAA should take to prevent helicopters and commercial airplanes from getting too close to one another?
So obviously there'll be a review of what happened here tonight. And after the FAA studies what happened, we will take appropriate action if necessary to modify flight paths and permissions.
Do you have any more details about the helicopter missions with the Black Hawk and Bear Valley? Have you heard directly from President Trump?
I spoke with the president's national security advisor, and I have not talked to the president yet, and I do not know what the mission was. So let me close by saying again, thank you to the members of the press that helped us get information out to the families. The American Airlines number is 800-679-8215, 800-679-8215. And I expect the airport will likely provide additional information in the morning. Thank you.
All right, you've been listening to the first news conference after the crash.
All right, so done with that. All right. So, of course, my camera freezes up. Hold on, let me fix that. Looks like I'm totally gone, but I promise you, I'm really here. Okay. All right. Thanks for covering this. No, thanks for watching and tuning in. And thank you, everybody who sent in gifts and subscriptions, everybody that's commenting, hitting the thumbs up, all that jazz. I appreciate y'all. So, one, we just learned that, a lot of journalists suck. And now y'all see why I will not become a journalist. I think it's an utter joke. Anyhow, And then what we know is nothing. I haven't heard anything, plus you just heard it from one of the people that said there's been no land recovery stuff. It's all been in the water. Water temperatures are, 37, 35 degrees, whatever it is. It's frigid cold. 19 people have been pulled, that are no longer with us. So that is taking place. It did hit a military helicopter. Some are saying, thank you, Darren, for subscribing to the war. Deadpool community team. Spicy. Greatly appreciate that. Thank you. We have heard people come in here. I don't know if this is exactly true, so I'm just telling you what others have said. That the helicopter, when they responded back to the tower, responded back on a different frequency. So, I'm sure that, that might be verified from those, and that's why they're telling me. So we'll see. But what took place is this. You see it as so. Oh, I don't need the sound on. As you see, 5342. That is American Eagle, which is still American Airlines. They were coming into the runway on 33 right here to land. The helicopter was positioned here, just sitting here. So according to some people in the comments, they said that the helicopter was told to go behind it. Clearly they did not. And what I wonder is if they were looking at American Airlines that's down here thinking, okay, yeah, sure, we'll go behind it, over here. And didn't, for whatever reason, didn't see this. Did they? We'll find out more and more to this. The more I get involved in this, the more that my conspiracy mind is, shutting down, and it's looking more like this is just a tragic, horrible accident. So this took place in Washington, D.C. at Ronald Reagan Airport, maybe 3 hours ago. And all flights are shut down until Friday at 5 a.m. And so far, no survivors. With it being this long, I sadly do not think there will be any survivors. Yeah, so they're going to call it a training flight. There's people in here that worked in the military, and they'll tell you that the word training is a very loose term. So it's best wait for some information, but appreciate your updates. Thank you so much. Okay, so it was 8:53 Eastern time. The hit took place at 8:48. Is right when the hit took place. Yeah, no one survived from the Black Hawk either. So I believe, don't hold me to it, but I believe it's 67 in total. Sounded like 64 people from American Airlines, and then 3 more from the helicopter. So In the case, the training flight was likely with a fully qualified pilot and instructor, maybe a training qualified pilot of how to fly. We'll see what they come up with. Yeah, Blackhawks, I mean, with all that setup and everything, I mean, I don't get how they didn't see this airplane that was right here. I don't get it at all. So, the VH-60, that helicopter is used for VIP transport. Fly the route along that area. Thanks. It does seem like there might be somewhat of a transponder turned on, but this is all that I have. And is that it's Pat 25. Man, that's horrible. Your conspiracy mind won't let it go. Something isn't adding up. So, on two of the three videos, two of them look like it's at standstill. One of them looks like something was coming up behind it. And whatever was coming up from behind it just never shows up after it, went out. So, oh yeah, Trump don't like it. Trump's calling up someone's butt. Yeah, the F-35 being going down as well. I didn't look into that one all that much. I just saw the video of it going on. I wonder who was on the plane. Yeah. It'll probably take a few days to retrieve the black box. Even people at my work that I haven't talked to, I overheard them talking about it, saying, how did that happen? Yeah, I don't know how you can't see a plane. Yeah, to me, I feel like this is more so an accident. I'm starting to chill down. We'll see how this goes. Flight recorders will be in play within days unless there is a cover-up. Yeah. I imagine that we'll end up getting audio within a few days or so. Can't wrap your brain around it. I know. It was Cash. I don't know who Cash is. I still want to know who was on the plane. Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm sure that'll start coming out tomorrow. You're welcome, Barefoot. Good to see you, brother. Fox is reporting and showing live 4 dive boats going close to the pier. We still need to hear the audio of the Black Hawk. Yeah, I want to hear that audio too. Colin, have a wonderful, blessed, and amazing night. Thank you for being in here. Was the Black Hawk heading towards the joint base? I don't know. I don't know where it was heading towards. But that's a great question. What's up, Nat? Good to see you. Likely headed back to home army base. Black Hawk. I mean, even in the third video, that's when I finally seen that it was a helicopter. Worked hard tonight. Thanks, Angie. I appreciate you. There you go. So, Angie, you're a moderator over here. Only seen one video. Where can I see the other videos? If you just go to X, just put in plane, plane crash, and then click on media, it'll pop up for you. So, reading the rest of the news, seeing if anything. And that's about the closure. How long it'll be down. What's this? Okay, so that's definitely a wing there. That's what that is. So that's that. I don't know what type of image that was earlier that he posted, but that, yeah, that's sadly the wing there.
That's one is Georgia. I don't know if you caught earlier what happened, but there was a collision on the approach in the 3-3. Pass 2-5, this is Georgia in flight. Pass 2-5, pass 1 is Georgia. I don't know if you caught earlier what happened, but there was a...
Okay, yeah. We'll see if he ends up responding back on that. On a different frequency. Yeah, so if this is the image, yeah, this the exact same image. But yeah, this is definitely the wing. Here. That sucks. But yeah, for videos though, let's see, I'll end up pulling it together. So this is one video. This is like inside. And so this is the helicopter here. You see, it's pretty much like it's just sitting there. This is one. This is one from a dash cam, and if you watch, okay, so you see how there was a blinking light right there. Okay, you see it? You'll see it keep blinking a couple more times. See it blinked again right here. Kind of stays stationary a little bit, you know, or that it's moving towards the car, moving away from the car. but staying on that line. And this is the plane coming in. And it blinked. And it blinks one more time. And then this is the impact. And it scrapes, like it on this, it looks like it hits the top of it. So, but when you come to the other, here's another thing. Right here, so this is runway 33 right here. This is where they're coming in. 5342 coming in to land. This is the helicopter here coming in and just comes in front of it. The tower shoulder to go behind, and apparently they responded on a different frequency. So, let's see. I'll show you the other camera angle in a second. What did they say? That's Trump talking about he was briefed. That's that. That's that one. There's another camera angle. I know. I don't mean to make y'all sick with scrolling, but yeah. So here's the other camera angle. And this one I'm always going to have a question to. Because I want to know, what is this flying up behind it? Because there's nothing on radar. Or that's either flying towards it. Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. This I was thinking was the airplane. This is the helicopter. And this is the airplane coming up. That's exactly what's taking place. That's exactly what's taking place. Yep. Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. See, it takes me a minute to figure everything out. I wonder if the pilot had it in autopilot for the landing. Yeah, he's coming in hot. Black Hawk didn't really go dark. Not like what you're thinking. They just didn't respond back at a minimum of the right frequency. Thank you, Kenneth. I appreciate you. Yeah, I feel they were looking at the wrong aircraft as well. Here's why. So here is, or actually I can show you here. So I don't think that they were looking at American Eagle. I think they were looking at American Airlines all the way down here. And they were like, oh, yeah, sure, whatever. We got plenty of time to come across. I think they just, I think they flat out, for whatever reason, they just did not look at this flight that's coming this way. I feel that they were thinking that this flight was going to continue going this way. They didn't know that they were coming into runway 33. So But yeah, the helicopter should have called it. The helicopter should have been in works with the towers if you're coming into an airport in this situation. And so they're regardless, however you look at this is all the failure of the helicopter. So yeah, thank you everybody for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. Yeah, very sad. Air traffic control, maintain visual separation. Yeah, I'm starting to figure it out. I'm not liking it. Ignorance pisses me off more than anything. It's stupidity. I mean, over 60 people sadly lost their lives over someone not fully doing their job. So, my middle name is ignorant. You ain't right, Nicole. Military aircraft don't always show up on civilian. Yes. So, not all military shows up. Some of them turn off their transponders. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is up to air traffic control to maintain the airspace, but they did tell them to go behind. So, I feel that probably tomorrow morning we'll have an update. I mean, there's probably gonna be more updates as the night goes along. But I think tomorrow morning it'll be, a more bigger update. As far as like how many people impacted. I think probably in a couple of days we're going to get the update of how this happened. Reporter from Kansas says U.S. figure skating team, I'm not sure what kind of team was aboard that plane. Man, that's horrible. Any type of life that was lost on that flight is terrible. I hate it for them. Yeah, so they're always going to call military aircrafts training, just so that y'all know. As someone in here that came from flying them, they sat there and they were like, "That's a very loose term." So. And I agree with that. So, figure skating team and a development team. That's one of the main reasons I like you. You can tell your opinion whether it matches his or not. Oh, yeah. All right, let's check the news one more time. See if there's anything that shown up. Yeah, so this is someone else talking about the figure skating championship contestants and coaches are believed to have been on the flight. Says the U.S. figure skating championship was held in Wichita from January 20th to the 26th. Some young athletes stayed in the city until the 28th, for National Development Camp, an advanced training program. Skaters who qualified for the elite division stayed an extra day, after which Wang says different boarded American Airlines flight 5342. Airport authorities said several people associated with the DCA staff were also victims of the crash. This is someone else talking about figure skaters on there as well. It's horrible. Yep, that is all we have on there. Let's read off y'all's comments. Thank you for sharing that. Hate my dark humor. Air traffic control has the responsibility to keep approaches clear well before the plane is in position to come. See, I'm with you on that one. I do agree with you on that one. So I agree with you on that one. So faithful air traffic control did their job by asking if the Black Hawk had the traffic in sight, which they replied they did, and I agree with you. They also told them to follow behind American Airlines flight, which Black Hawk obviously failed to do. Yeah, I think that I feel that if the person, flying the Black Hawk was still with us, I think they were looking at the wrong American Airlines. I think they were looking at this one down here. I think they were looking at 3130. And they thought that 5342 was going to keep up this way. So I don't think I need any moderators. I don't know how it works over here on YouTube. We'll see how it goes. So American Eagle is American Airlines. They're just the fancy side. I appreciate that. Yeah, if I end up needing moderators, I'll definitely let y'all know. So I had the police scanners playing earlier. I toned it down. Yeah, I like YouTube a lot better. The only thing that I don't like about YouTube, you can't at people. Once they fix the adding people, that'll be really nice. So Yeah, some people can at people, but generally it's on the computer you can. But besides that, I like everything about YouTube. You can rewind. I don't have anybody in here being like, "Can you repeat what you just said?" It's like, you can go to the beginning. You can rewind back 10 seconds. It'll be a little bit of a learning curve for some people to know to click the live button to get into the latest, Yeah, rewind is very, very nice. I like it. Thanks for responding. You're welcome. Usually hard to get news out of people while actively doing live. It is. Yeah, I appreciate that. I agree. It's hard because we have to type the whole name on here instead of just, yeah. What in the world, Tay-Man? Brother, I was about to be getting off. I'm watching the clock over here. Tay-Man just gifted a lot. Thank you so much, man. I greatly do appreciate you. Thank you, and very good to see you. Let's see what you got to say. You got to let me know when you're on YouTube. Yeah, I do. I got to let you and many others know. You know what I think I might do? I know there was like a telephone thing of where it would send out text messages. I might look back into that so I can notify people through there. I had to pay for it. And I might do that again. Oh man, everybody go get pagers. Let's go. Yeah, thank you so much, Tay, man. I greatly do appreciate you. Very good to see you. So, Tay, man, I'll fill you in, and you're more than welcome to hit the rewind. Are you caught up on what's going on, or I can do like a fast recap if you want me to. Got a notification on my phone. Actually got a notification that you were on YouTube. Yeah, I like YouTube. They get out notifications a lot better. Now, granted, I have 5,000 people who are watching me, but I also came on very late at night, so. All right, so you were late at night working. All right, so I'll fill you in real quick. So, helicopter is coming in, and this is flight 5342, and you see 5342, the way that they took their path, which is how you're supposed to do, take this pass over land, and then this is runway 33. They ended up clipping the helicopter as it was coming in. The helicopter from air traffic control told the helicopter, hey, get behind American Airlines. Well, there's American Airlines, and then there's also American Eagle. Now, American Eagle is still operational underneath American Airlines. It's just more the fancy type of airline out of it. I feel that the helicopter's eyes was down here and thinking, oh, I'll get behind this airliner. They didn't have their eyes on what was right beside them, thinking to go beside that. Or go behind that. I feel that's what took place. But as some said, air traffic control should be the ones to make sure that, airspace is completely cleared out. And, someone is going to be at fault here. Maybe the helicopter person who was flying that's at fault because they responded back on a different frequency. It very might be air traffic control who's at fault on this for not making sure that it's like insanely clear. even though someone tells you that, hey, yeah, I'll get behind it, you got to watch for that movement. So, trying to think there's anything else. I believe it's 67 people, 64 on American Airlines, and then 3 that was in the helicopter, so making that 67 people. No survivors at all on this. I don't think that we'll get any survivors, especially with it being this late into it and the waters are so cold. The families are meeting there at the airport. Everything's grounded until Friday at 5 a.m. So, and I don't think there's anything else. You're welcome, brother. Thank you so much for being in here and everything that you do for me. I appreciate that. Yes, there's been videos on it. There's 3 different ones. Let's see. Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to close that. There's a better shot. Yeah, so that's definitely a wing there. And the plane in half. And that sucks. Sucks. All right, let me show you the videos. There's 3 different one. Don't worry, I'll find them. So here's this. So this is runway 33 right here. This is 5342 coming in, and then this is Pat 25, the military helicopter coming here. So it just boop, hits into it. Sucks. It happens. This is from inside the airport, and this light is the helicopter that's running straight across to it. That is the airplane, and it just clips it, and you watch the helicopter just spiral down. So that's one, and then here is the next one. This is a dash cam. And if you are to notice, you see a blinking light, and then you have the airplane coming in at it right here. And then collision. So, and then give me a minute on this one. There we go. Then on this one, if this is the airplane, this is the helicopter. I had it confused when I was looking at it, but this is the airplane. That's why it comes flying up on this, and this helicopter is just, kind of slow moving. But yeah, and it comes up behind and clips it. Yep. But yeah. Now that I've got it all figured out, it's a lot better. What can I say? Multiple dive teams are on the scene. Thank you. That agreed. But might have to wait until sunrise to return back to recovery efforts. Yeah. Yeah, very understandable if it does take that place. Yeah, when I first watched it, I thought it was the other way around as well. But now knowing all the scenarios and everything, I feel this is very much the correct scenario. So, Melanie, thank you so much for throwing in the rose. I appreciate that so much. Greatly do appreciate you. Yeah, it now makes sense. Now that it makes sense, I don't have any conspiracy mind. I feel like this is just air traffic control and the helicopter. And I hate that so many people lost their lives. So, unfortunately, it sounds like there was a team of figure skaters on there. So that sucks. You are going to have people, by the way, there is going to be some of those people that are going to sit there and be like, I was supposed to be on that flight and I stayed. So, because there is some of those figure skaters who stayed an extra day. So they're going to have that, what's that movie? Y'all know the one I'm thinking of. Final Destination or whatever it is. Ain't that the name of the movie I'm thinking of? With the log trucks and everything. Yeah, Survivor Guilt. Gonna be hard. Yeah. Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate that. Yeah, they probably will. Probably someone's already planning on trying to film this stuff. You still won't drive behind a truck? You know, I intentionally do it. Even when I'm by myself, I intentionally do it. I don't know. Just whatever reason. All right. I'm going to go to bed. I hope you all have a wonderful, blessed, and amazing night. It's very sad that this happened. But thank you, everybody, for being in here. I will catch y'all in tomorrow. So we will be sticking definitely to YouTube since I got banned on TikTok. So you'll be seeing here me tomorrow night live on YouTube. Yeah. Everyone, as I always say, do not live in fear, because if you live in fear, you die several times in your life. If you do not live in fear, you only die one time. Have a wonderful and blessed night, everybody. Thank you for being in here. Yeah, it's like a week-long ban. Adios. Take care. Night, everybody.